Right, we're on 6.1 and we are looking at example 3. And the previous video we had was saying that that we were given a graph or description in order to get the equation of a line. So we're still on the equation of a line section. Now, what happens if I don't give you the graph and I don't tell you what the slope is? You should be able to find it if I give you enough clues. So what we're going to do is we're going to use algebra to find the equation. Find the equation of the line that passes through this point and has this slope. So we're going to be able to do this. This one's got quite a lot of information. It's got the point and the slope. That is going to be enough so I can find. Now remember, when you're doing the equation of a line, so let's review for a second, y equals mx plus b, the two things that we always need for an equation of a line are m and b. We're always filling in those and we leave the y and the x alone. This time I'm given the m, so therefore I'm just missing the b. I should not have to graph it. If we don't give you a grid, then that means we don't want you to graph it. If we don't specifically say by graphing, I want you to do it algebraically, so using your algebra skills. So first of all, I know the m is 3. For these questions here, I boxed them into kind of just sections so that you're always thinking about m and a b. So you're thinking about an m and a b. The first one that we have here is given that you have an m. You won't be given the boxes when we give you an evaluation. What we're going to do is we're going to just assume that you know the two steps will always be slope and b. So the first thing I do is I think, do I have m? Do I have b? I do have m. I'm going to find b. How do I find b? So how do I find b? I'll show you how to answer the question without the boxes as well. So the first thing I do is I give you the boxes so you know the structure of what you're trying to do. And then I'm going to take away the boxes, and then we're going to be able to do it without the boxes. Okay, so b is going to be, we do this, y equals mx plus b. We write this down. I'm going to fill in what I do know, which is the m. So this goes in for the m. Then I'm going to take this point here, and I'm going to fill it in for the general x and y. So the general x and y, so this is going to go in for the x, and this will go in for the y. And the only thing that's missing now when you look at this equation is b. So I'm going to find b. Okay, and this will be my strategy. So I'm going to fill in the y, which is 4. I'm going to fill in the m, which is 3. I'm going to fill in the x, which is 1, and b. So 4 equals 3. And then you always do this part first. Order of operations says the multiplication first will be 3 times 1, so 3 plus b. And then we bring this over. So then my final step would to be isolate b, bring this over. When you bring it over the equal sign, it becomes the opposite. So it'll be 4 minus 3 equals b. When you run out of room vertically, you do a big sweeping arrow. You have to do this. A big sweeping arrow so that you can, the reader's eyes can follow to the next column of work. And then my next column of work is going to be that I'm going to say that 4 minus 3 is 1, which equals b. Then I'm going to take that and I'm going to put my two answers. So these are my two answers, the m and the b. I'm going to put that into my equation. So it's going to be y equals, and I'm going to put the 3 in there and then the plus 1. So this is the way your equation will always look. It'll always have a y equals on the side. You always fill in the m and fill in the b, and you leave the x alone there. This is the way an equation of a line will always look. So again, you keep the y equals, you fill in the m and fill in the b. That's called the equation of a line. And we're going to do that again. So in this next one here, read the question. So write an equation in y equals mx plus b form for the line through 3, negative 5 with slope 2 over 3. Okay. Then I know m, so in my mind I'm thinking m is 2 over 3. So I'm just going to write that again for myself. I want to find b, and to find b, I write down y equals mx plus b, and then I'm going to put this in for m, and take this here, this is my x and my y, and put this in here, and put that in. Okay, put that in, so at y is -5, m is 2 over 3, x is 3, so I'm going to put 3 here in a bracket, so that's 3 goes in here, and b is what we're looking for. Remember, so b, it states b because that's what we're looking for. And then we're going to solve this. Now to solve this, we need to use our fraction skills. So our fraction skills tell us this, that as soon as I have a whole number without a denominator, I always tell my students to put it over 1. It makes it easier when you're dealing with fractions. Okay, so then I do top times top and bottom times bottom, like this. Numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. So I go -5 equals 2 times 3 is a 6, and 3 times 1 is a 3. So numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. That's how you multiply a fraction. So remember to put it over 1, plus b. If you can reduce that fraction, look, you have to do a big swooping arrow so my eyes know where to follow, because your questions, your answers have to be organized. It's part of your marks. So this can actually be reduced. So I'm going to finish this off by saying -5 equals 6 divided by 3 is just 2. You don't need over 1, because it's just a whole number now. Just a 2. And then to solve this, you want b isolated, so we bring this over to that side. Crossing an equals means it'll be -5 minus 2 equals b. You can see how I'm lining up the equal signs as well, see? I'm lining up the equal signs. And you'll notice there's no equal signs on this side. No equal signs here, blank. There should not be double equal signs, so only in the middle, not on the side. You only have one set of equal signs. Finish this off, it's -7 equals b, and then now you take my two parts of the answers, and you're going to put it into your equation. So this time I didn't tell you what the equation is. You have to know it's y equals mx plus b, right? So in your brain you're going, oh, you mean y equals mx plus b. This bubble is your brain, you don't have to write that. But remember, you're always filling in your m and your b, and you're leaving the y and x alone. So my answer would be, I sometimes go therefore, that's the symbol for therefore, this triangle there, y equals m is 2 over 3. I want x put in the middle. Now look at this, important. I want you to put x in the middle, not in the bottom, not on the top. Just kind of put it in the middle of that fraction, please. And then the b, I don't want you to put plus -7. I just want you to put that. So not plus -7. Okay, so for here, you can just put the -7 because plus -7 is just -7, right? So just put that and simplify that down, and that's it. We're going to stop there. Okay, so stop there.